I'm happy I was able to clutch it out for us. Oh!
Claymore here.
Running. Oh my god, there's... Yep. Ah!
Tau said he wants you dead, and I'm here to keep you alive. My name is Suzaku. I've been waiting to play Marathon since its announcement, and here are the things I learned during the server slam that can help ease your struggle. This is Surviving Tau Ceti, Part 1. The first entry in this series will consist of tips that can be utilized by any runner just dropping in. Future episodes will be more intermediate, map, and character-specific survival tips. Feel free to use the timestamps if you need to skip around. The locations in Marathon are unforgiving, always looking to take you out or give up your position so that rival runners can do the job for them. Here are the environmental hazards of Marathon. The United Earth Space Council has taken over Tau Ceti and will do its best to impede your progress along the way. At worst, the UESC bots will end your run, but even if you survive them, they can whittle away your precious ammo and healing items so that you are easy prey for a rival team. Whenever possible, avoid engaging the UESC bots and turret emplacements as long as it's not pertinent to your current contract. And when you must engage, utilize your knife for the recruits to keep your ammo reserves flush. Be careful when engaging the higher ranking bots, and never do so on your own if you can avoid it. If and when you do take down any of the UESC, be sure to loot them for ammo, health, shield items, and salvage for bartering in the armory. Remember to think twice before you pull the trigger, since every extra noise can attract unwanted attention.
Players, I think.
Okay.
No? Or who was shooting?
If there is a quieter path you can take, generally, that will be the safer one. In addition to the UESC, there are plenty of other environmental hazards to be aware of. Some locations can be laden with Claymores and Tripwires, ready to send you back to the neural uplink in the sky. Even the flora and fauna want nothing less than to give you a one-way ticket off-world. Here are the environmental hazards to be aware of on Tau Ceti 4. Claymores give off a red triangular prism of light. When you are moving through tight spaces and corridors, keep an eye out for them, and as you learn their potential spawn points, you'll be all the safer for it. Turret emplacements are weak in their red center position, and if snuck up on, can be dispatched with a few swift melee attacks to avoid further detection. These things can make a lot of noise and can be a pain to deal with, so keep your head on a swivel and destroy them quickly or find another path. Now to the flora of Tau Ceti, we have the toxic plants. These things at least have the decency to warn you before discharging their toxic spores, and they can be neutralized with your guns, but be aware they will eventually recharge their spores and be able to attack again. If you are accosted by their spores, use a mechanic kit to mitigate its effects. Ticks are territorial insects that want nothing more than to take you out in kamikaze fashion in order to protect their nest. Be sure to find their nest so you don't have to be constantly subjected to their explosive attacks, and note that it is possible to melee the nest and ticks before they explode on you if you time your attacks well. Once their nest is destroyed, you can loot it for organic salvage as well as the odd healing item. The birds of Tau Ceti are mostly harmless, though if you pass by a flock too close, they will squawk and scatter, alerting any rival runners to your position. Disturb them at your discretion. Now that you know what's waiting for you, let's talk about how you can prepare your shell for the trials and tribulations ahead. While completing contracts and runs in Marathon, you will earn credits, collect materials, and increase your standing with the various factions. As you progress through the factions, you will unlock a myriad of potential upgrades that, unlike your loot, will stay with you for the entire season. Here are the upgrades I suggest expediting to ease your struggle. Expansion is an upgrade from Cyber Acme that increases your vault space. Upgrading this as soon as possible will save you from having to make the hard choice to dispose of equipment you're not ready to part with yet. To upgrade Expansion, you'll need to reach the correct level with Syak, as well as part with some of your credits, unstable diodes, and unstable gunmetal, which you can find on UESC enemies as well as throughout your runs. Be sure to activate the tracking feature on the Expansion upgrade so that the locations for farming these materials will show up on your map. The second upgrade we suggest also comes from Syak, heatsink.exe. This upgrades your heat capacity, which will allow you to do more movement actions before overheating. While Expansion is great in between runs, heatsink is the one that will keep you alive. To unlock this upgrade, you'll need to do the same as for Expansion, but in addition to credits, you will need to gather unstable biomass and unstable lead to unlock this upgrade. Every faction has useful upgrades, so aside from these, I will implore you to explore and decide which ones you wish to prioritize for your playstyle. Let's talk about in-the-field heat mitigation. As previously mentioned, each of our movement actions such as sprinting, sliding, and the abilities of our various shells all generate heat. If you overheat, you are locked out of any advanced movement actions until all of your generated heat dissipates. In the middle of a firefight, this can spell death for you, so avoid it at all costs. Keep an eye on your heat meter, as well as pay attention to the sound that accompanies your excess heat generation.
Nice.
Upgrades can help our heat dissipate faster, but we also have control of this ourselves. Moving through water will not only decrease the amount of heat gained, but will help your heat recover faster as well. Combine this with crouching to dissipate your heat, and you are sure to improve your fight and flight abilities as the situation calls. Ammo is a commodity. Without it, we are prey for the world of Tau Ceti, and with it, we are able to become the predator. Ammo is not plentiful, however, so it must be respected and used only when necessary. Here are some ways to conserve this vital, life-ending resource. Our knives are quite effective at dispatching most enemies in close range. UESC recruits, ticks, turrets, and even other runners. So if you are in a CQC situation, pull your knife out and don't be afraid to separate some circuitry. Knives have the added benefit of making no noise, so you are less likely to alert any undesirables to your actions. Don't forget to loot the remains of those you dispatch, so you may increase your health and ammo supply. It is highly recommended to make use of the sponsored kits on your first contracts to Tau Ceti, so as to minimize risk in the event of a botched exfiltration. One of the benefits of these kits is that you are given the ammo crate consumable. This will drop some light, heavy, and volt battery ammunition for your weapons. Use your ammo crates early and often to have the best effect, since you won't likely be able to use it safely in the midst of battle. Also, keep an eye out for them in the field to add to your supply. Our last suggestion for ammo conservation is to, upon exfiltration, take some ammo off-world for use on future expeditions. This will pad your armory and keep you from spending your well-earned credits unnecessarily. While our ammunition ensures we can swiftly end lives, we must also rely on shield charges and patch kits to prolong our own. To that end, be sure to load in with a stack of each to help handle Tau Ceti's undesirables whenever possible. Our fresh healing items are commodities though, so don't use them frivolously. Instead, be on the lookout for depleted shield charges and patch kits when you need a little pick-me-up or are out of battle and can stand to recover a bit more slowly. These healing items don't follow us on exfil, so prioritize their use whenever possible. Our tried and true way to get ammo and healing items is via the armory. But buyer beware, they can come at a steep cost, especially at the start of your career. I would suggest using the barter function for your ammunition and healing items, as something as simple as one spark leaf in the field can net you 3 shield charges in the armory. Pay mind to the fact that some of your coveted upgrades may be linked to the same items you can barter for, so check your upgrades first to make sure you aren't shorting yourself on materials for your desired upgrades before initiating a barter. Things on Tau Ceti 4 aren't all bad though, since we can also make use of its environs to our benefit. Here is how you can use your environment as a weapon and a shield for your expeditions. Situational awareness is paramount. Oftentimes, one extra dose of caution and forethought can save you from a drawn-out battle or death. Something as simple as a door left open can alert you to another enemy's presence, so be on the lookout for open doors and be sure to close any doors once you and your team have passed through to mask your traversal. Pay attention to the sound and location of any open doors so you can avoid being caught unaware by any unwanted visitors. Additionally, closing shutters gives you cover and concealment from anything that may wish you harm, but be aware you are trading security for smaller sightlines and giving notice to any rivals that there might be runners hiding inside. As mentioned before, water can aid us in avoiding overheating, so traverse through it whenever it is safe to do so. By extension, natural weather phenomena such as rain can positively affect your heat recovery as well. Pay attention to some small marks under your heat meter and you can see how effective the water is on your heat mitigation. Rain can bring with it lightning strikes though, so be careful not to tend too close lest you want a short end to your current expedition. Other weather effects such as fog and waning or waxing light can be a benefit or a detriment to you and your team, depending on your kit. Be sure to fight with the light at your back whenever possible. In fog, don't tread too far from one another, and equip yourself with thermals for the upper hand in potential skirmishes. Last on our helpful environs are the target acquisition devices scattered throughout points of interest. Affectionately referred to as TADs, these will periodically release pings that can tag any enemies in the area. Be careful though, unlike normal pings from your teammates, they will not tell you whether the enemy is a runner or bot, so be ready for anything if and when you engage. Our recon shell can get a core that also makes TADs more effective, so be on the lookout for that, and if a recon on your team has one, be sure to let them activate the TAD for optimal efficacy. The TAD does take some time to activate though, so be careful when you use it, and after use it will be on a cooldown for some time before it is able to be activated again. Try to save it for the moments right before battle or upon entry to a POI to make the most use of any target acquisition devices found in the field. A good team is likely to survive on Tau Ceti. but a great team will be able to thrive in the chaos and come out stronger and richer on the other side. Here are some tips to improve your team play. Communication is imperative to creating a cohesive team environment. Be sure to ping any runners you might find to alert your team of their presence. This applies for other hazards, loot, and contract objectives of note. Pinging your team at minimum, and if possible, communication over voice chat will help your team smoothly engage and navigate on Tau Ceti 4. To ping something of note, you can press up on the D-pad if you're on console, or the middle mouse button on PC. In the same regard, if you become aware of a team before an engagement, coordinate your shots together to maximize your tactical advantage. If you can attack and engage in unison, the other runners won't know what hit them. Even when the others on your team are down, all is not lost. Play patient and find the gaps in your enemy's armor. Perhaps they will loudly pursue you, leaving them open for a claymore or an off-angle attack. Or, if they are too greedy and immediately begin looting your comrade's gear, this can be your moment to strike while their focus is away. The same applies if they are afraid of being alone and wish to revive their fellow runner as quickly as possible. Use this hesitation to send them back to the stars. Adapt to your enemy, and you might just overcome the odds. Learn your teammates' habits. Even if it is your first and only time playing with them, learn their tendencies and complement them to improve your team's efficiency. Try to be close enough to offer support, but far enough to be safe from grenades or a charge from the enemy team. You can either be the support for your team and gather your opponent's attention, or find the off angles to help take down your prey. As long as you communicate and adapt, you can overcome. Don't hesitate to use different angles or heights so that you can find additional sightlines and openings during your battles. Use the environment as another weapon against your rivals. I appreciate your attention and look forward to hearing of your exploits on Marathon. If you found any simple tips that I may have missed, I hope you share them in the comments below to aid us all in our expeditions. Huge thanks to Celestial and Bubblebeard, as well as all the other runners I played with during the service LAN. I learned a lot and I'm looking forward to more. If this was helpful, like this video and subscribe so you can be ready for my next creations. I'm planning on character-specific tip videos, as well as how to solve puzzles such as the Tox rooms and other world events, as well as whatever else interests me in the world of Marathon. I'm definitely in Marathon for the long haul, and I hope you'll join me. If you followed me for my Street Fighter content, don't worry, as I'll be continuing my creations there as well, and have no plans to stop, as it is my other gaming passion. Whether I see you on Tau Ceti or in the streets, this has been Suzaku, and I'll see you soon.
I'm gonna go to